I'm often asked each year what evergreens we should plant due to a lot of the insect and disease issues we've faced over the last decade or 2 decades. And I try to find options that we can use for both windbreaks and for around the landscape. Concolor fir still is probably my favorite tree overall, and it's one of the best trees you can use for a windbreak as well as a screen in a landscape. Gets quite large. It's a great replacement for blue spruce and gets about the same shape. So concolor fir is probably at the top of my list. I like Domingo pine. It's a newer variety in the last 10-15 years. It's a cross. Does very well, doesn't get the insect or disease issues that we've had with like the Scotch or the Austrian pine. So it's a 5-needle pine, which means it's resistant to the blights. Douglas fir is another great tree. I never gave credit years ago. It tolerates a lot more of the conditions that we dish out. We tried it in windbreaks and it does a beautiful job. So I like Douglas fir. So those 3 are some of my top ones I like for windbreaks. For up around the landscape, I like Japanese white pine for the variety that it brings. It can be a large tree to a small spreading tree. There's all types of cultivars for the Japanese white pine. So the Japanese white pine is up there. Swiss stone pine, very cold tolerant, just like the name implies where it's native to. So it can take a lot of rough conditions that the Nebraska prairie dishes out to it. So I like the Swiss stone pine. 3 cultivars we use of those. And then finally the silver ray Korean pine, a beautiful layered, slower growing pine, 5-needle again, so resistant to the blights, and gives you a bicolor on the needle because of the white undersides. So those are 6 trees we're kind of looking at and using quite a bit just to give a variation to what's out there and maybe overused at times. And then when you look at what trees to use, kind of consider where you're putting them. The thing I remind customers is evergreens would rather go a little too dry than too wet. So keep that in mind. Think where they come from. Most of them are from rocky slopes, growing in rock or shale or sandstone, or around the Great Lakes growing in 100% sand. So they really aren't after a lot of water most of the time. So out of your whole landscape, those are the plants you're probably going to water the least. And again, with our heavy clay soils, it's easier to overwater than underwater. But again, with our drought years, we are watering them a little bit more, maybe once a month on some of the newer planted trees.